Deputy Speaker. Well, by my count, it's 3,341 days until the opening ceremony of the 2032 Games, the Olympic and Paralympic Games, otherwise referred to as Brisbane 2032. When we decided to bid for this historic event, we did so as a nation, we did so as a state of Queensland, indeed especially South-East Queensland, with a big vision in mind. And that vision was consistent with the International Olympics Committee and their new norms. Their new norms which basically say the days are gone where you host an Olympic Games with a view to ensuring you meet the prescriptive list of requirements from the IOC, but rather the day has come where you as host decide what is in your best interest as a location, and you leverage the Games to deliver on that vision. Now, for South-East Queensland, we know that we are a booming population. We are a lifestyle capital. The population continues to grow. But with that also you have issues of congestion. And a part of our vision for hosting the 2032 Games was to leverage the greatest event on the planet to invest in infrastructure. And at the centre of that was to be rail connectivity, right across South-East Queensland. But the starting point, which was agreed to, by the way, by 3 tiers of government, the starting point being between Brisbane and the Maroochydore CBD, that beautiful greenfield development site that will be the newest CBD in the Southern Hemisphere. Now, as part of this, it's going to require money. And what we said, as 3 tiers of government, was this was our window to deliver on that vision. Now, it's 37 kilometres between Biwa and the Maroochydore CBD. And as many people know, in my part of the world, the rail line goes up the north coast. There's an opportunity to branch off at Biwa and go all the way up the coastal strip, 37 kilometres. We had done years before a thorough study, a study that was done in conjunction with the Department of Transport and Main Roads from Queensland, fully costed at $2.9 billion. We added 10% contingency, $3.2 billion, cut it in half and said the federal government will deliver on a $1.6 billion package to see that rail get built. Now, that was the former coalition government, and we were proud of that. And we were able to unite the Sunshine Coast community, regardless of their political stripe. Everybody knows there's no greater transformative project for our region than that rail line. But then, Deputy Speaker, there was a change of government. And a few things happened. Number one, the state government started to crab walk away. The state government, still saying, oh, we like the idea, refused to commit. The very business case they participated in and spoke positively about, they started to rubbish. Of course, the new federal Labor government, well, they started crab walking away too, quiet on whether or not they'll deliver, and then they decided to postpone the release of that $1.6 billion, pushing it back into the future, compromising that very project being delivered by the 2032 Games. Now the project is, in inverted commas, under review by the federal Labor government. Meanwhile, the state Labor government has, I believe, a secret plan, and that plan is only to build rail through to Bertinia, Kawana. In other words, it's only going to be half a rail line. And what concerns me the most here, Deputy Speaker, is a new strategy document put out by the department that suggests that there will be a rail line extension into the southern Sunshine Coast, not all the way to Maroochydore CBD, and a high-frequency public transport connection between Maroochydore and Bertinia. In other words, I think the writing might be on the wall with this one. If Labor indeed has a plan not to deliver rail all the way through the Maroochydore CBD, they have an opportunity. That opportunity is this Friday at the Infrastructure Summit on the Sunshine Coast. Come clean, be honest, be transparent, and tell the Sunshine Coast community what your actual plan is. The clock is ticking to 2032. Own up.